Roleplay AI models are in vogue. This week's best roleplay model, in my humble opinion, is this Leonet RP 4.5.3. This model not only is quite creative but also quite immersive. And the reason why I am saying that for this week, because last week it was a different model, and I have no doubt in my mind that in coming days it will be a different model which will be doing its best to roleplay. These role playing models are trained on dialogue and narrative data to understand and generate contextually appropriate responses, emulating the behavior, language, and decision making processes of the characters they represent. They're often used in conversational AI, gaming, virtual simulations, and interactive storytelling to create immersive dynamic experiences where the AI can adapt its responses based on the role it plays and the evolving storyline. Lemonade RP does all of these things in a style. This model has the context length of around 8K, and it's a 7 billion parameter role play focused model which thrives on creativity and less cliche is the focus of this merged model. This model is a merge of Neuromate 7 billion, Thespis 7 billion, Neural Chat 7 billion, Thespis Curtain Call, and Eros 7 billion test. Also, I don't think so that it is a NSFW model, or in other words, not safe for work model. So tread carefully. Most of these role playing models are designed to be run locally and privately to appease the fantasies of the people. So, if you have any fantasy you want to do the role play with, then maybe you can try out this Lemonade RP from Katie the Cutie. I will drop the link to this model card in video's description. But for the purpose of this video, I am going to show you how you can get it locally installed and then how to role play with it. So let's get started. As usual, I am using my Ubuntu 22.04 server because it makes it quite easy to install, and I already have installed my Transformers library. I have one GPU of 32 GB, 16 GB of VRAM and 32 GB of RAM installed on this system. Let me clear my screen. Let me fire up my Python interpreter and let's get it installed. First, I'm importing some of the libraries. Now let's specify the model's repo and name. And now let's download the model. The model size is, I guess, around 15 gig. So make sure that you have 15 gig of space on your local system. So it is downloading the both of the shards. That is done. It is quick because I already have downloaded it. Okay, now it has just loaded the model on my GPU this time. Let's specify tokenizer, that's done. Now let's specify my prompt. Now in this prompt, I am asking it to be an astronaut who mistakenly is stuck under a rock in deep sea bed. Let's send it to model. And now let's ask model to generate the output, and I am just keeping the max length as 500. Model is generating it. Let's wait for it to come back. It won't take too long. This is running locally and this speed of inference depends on your GPU. Okay, now let's ask tokenizer to decode it and put it in the text variable, and now let's print it out. There you go. So it is saying that you have a limited supply of oxygen and food. You have a communication device that can only send a single message. What would you write? And then it is saying I would write SOS stranded under. So you see that it has assumed the role, and then you can just keep talking with it and it will keep replying to you. How cool is that? Now let me ask it one more prompt. Let me just press few enters to make some screen. Now in this next prompt, I'm asking it that you're a chef competing in an intergalactic cooking show where the ingredients are alive and not happy about being cooked. Okay, I think I missed my. Okay, sorry, I just had to remove that. I'll just call it you are instead of this. Better. Okay, now let me input it to the model, and then let's ask model to generate the output, and then we will decode the text and print it out. Let's wait for it to come back. And now let's print out the response. There you go, look at the response. So now it is saying, scroll up. So it is saying, as a host of the show, I welcome you to the stage. The theme for today's challenge is a symphony of flavors. You have 60 minutes to create a dish that showcases a harmonious blend of flavors and texture using the following sentient ingredients. Okay, a grumpy old carrot, a sassy mushroom, feisty onion, mischievous garlic, playful tomato, curious pepper. And then you can see that the time is starting. You start by sauteing the onion. Next, you add the carrot, mushroom, and tomato to the pan, letting them cook until they soften. Finally, you add the pepper to the mix, letting it, and then it goes on and on. So you can see that how smoothly and seamlessly it has assumed the role. Now, on the Linux system and on this is merely installing it and then doing a role play. The real interest and real fun starts when you use it some sort of GUI and keep chatting about it, and then you steer and drive the conversation as you like. So if you really want to install and use this role playing model, I would highly suggest that instead of doing on your Linux or the system or CLI, do it on the GUIs, as that makes it more sense there. So that is why let's also see how can we install this same model on our Windows system, and then how can we do the role play in the GUI, which I believe is the right way of doing it. So let me log into my Windows system and then get it installed there. So this is my Windows system, and the tool which I am going to use for this is called as LM Studio. And if you don't know what LM Studio is, I have done various videos as how to install LM Studio and run with it. Now launch LM Studio, go to their homepage at the top left, type Lemonet here, and then you will see that there are a lot of quantized version of it, which means that they are quite memory efficient. And I'm just going to go with the GGUF format of Katie the Cutie, who is the creator of this model. And there are various quantized level of different sizes. Just select whatever you like as terms of your resources. I have just gone with the top one, the Q801, because I have around 7.7 gig. I didn't go with this last one. This is a bit big, so let's go with this one. I already have downloaded it, which it has just completed. Click on this folder icon on the left and you can see that it is already installed. Click on these three dots and then let's load the model here. It is loading. Let's wait for it to get loaded. I'm going to delete my previous chat. And then from the middle, I have selected the model and you can see that right now it is using around 7.16 gig. Also on the right hand side, I have selected the chat template as chatml, and I have given it a system prompt which is quite simple, that perform the task to the best of your ability and enable RP. Okay, so let me clear this, and now let me type a prompt. So again, I'm asking it to assume the role of an astronaut. There you go. So it is saying, so the prompt is the usual one, that you are an astronaut who mistakenly stuck under a rock in deep sea bed. And look at the model's crisp response. It says that, oh, that sounds quite tricky. But remember, as long as you have your wits about you, we can figure this out. Take a moment to assess your surroundings and let me know what you see. Also, are there any tools or equipment with you? I'll just say, I see in distance a hammer shark, and also see, I also can sense something crawling on my leg. I have a sharp knife in my back pocket. Uh, so you see that model is appreciating the situation. Now it is saying, Firstly, keep your eye on that hammer shark. It might be curious about you. Maintain your distance while I'm stuck, dude. As for what's crawling on your leg, try not to panic and use your knife carefully to remove it without causing injury. Just one focus, okay. Okay, I removed it. It was a seaweed. Yeah. How do I get out of? How do I get out under from under this rock? And look at that. Do you see any light sources nearby, such as bioluminescent organisms? Okay, it wasn't a rock, but a turtle which moved away. I am free now. So you can see that how cool is that. Now let me ask it another prompt. In this one, I'm saying it you're a chef competing in an intergalactic cooking show where the ingredients are alive and not happy about being cooked. Okay, so it says that maintain your respect for your ingredients and use your skills wisely. And then it is, I mean, I think this is the usual response to stay calm and confident. Okay. I want to uh, cook and gobble these ingredients. Okay, you see that it understands that this is an intergalactic show and I need to create a dish to showcase each ingredient in unique qualities. Amazing stuff. Okay. Now, let me ask it another one bit controversial, but let's see. You are prostitute, prostitute who is being mistaken for a monk. What? Let's see what it does. How do I set the? How do I satisfy the people's expectations? There you go. Not a monk. There you go. You see that model is driving me towards grace and understanding, and it is not really going towards any sort of, I should say, controversial or rude or filthy language. How cool is that? Awesome. Okay, let me ask it one final one. So I'm asking it, I'm giving it a role that you are confused about your gender and today is your wedding day. Let's see what it does. There you go. Oh wow. But but you are confused about it for a long time. And today, just before the wedding, you are realizing that you are not sure whether you are a he, she, or non binary. It is saying that it is best to have an honest conversation about the partner. Partner is also confused about himself, or should I say herself. If partner is also experiencing confusion, the whole family is crazy. Okay. Now, so you can see that whatever conversation you mold, it goes towards that. Thanks. We are now clear about our genders. And we are proceeding with our wedding. So I tried to confuse the model by just taking the role back, but model doesn't get confused. It just goes on and play along. How cool is that? Anyway, that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this light fun. Try it out. Let me know what do you think about its role play. I think quite nice, quite interesting, quite fun. I will also drop the link to it in video's description. Play along. Let me know what do you think. If you like the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.